I was 16, turning 17, when I got into Radio City Music Hall, Corps de Ballet. At that time, this is dinosaur time, okay? This was the 50s. And they did 4 or 5 shows a day, and the movie showed in between. So it was a movie theater that you went to, and the stage show was thrown in. And there was a wonderful, maybe a dog act, and a magician, and then, there was the big opening number that everybody was in. I think the Rockettes were in that too. But you didn't know they were Rockettes because they were just singing or doing something pictorial with umbrellas and flowers. It was a massive opening number, and then these acts would come on, and then the ballet girls, they called us, the Corps de Ballet. There were 32 of us or more, and we danced on points, big elevators coming up. Once we were glittering gold nuggets, and Jack Bieber was the head dancer, and he was a miner with a pick and a plaid shirt, summoning us up, and we were glittering gold, and there were gold all over us. We were gold nuggets and danced around. There was always I was only there for 5 weeks, but I do remember doing several incarnations of some objects that the Corps de Ballet were either flowers or something. And that was the big ballet number. And then they do another, maybe a singer. And then, of course, the piece de resistance was the Rockettes. Well, now, I guess, I don't know if they do an Easter show now, but the big Christmas show is all Rockettes and Christmas theme. But there was a time when we did that show 4 times a day, or 5, and there were cots and commissary backstage, and it was an amazing. You never had to leave the building when you went there early in the morning, and you were rehearsing the next show. It was a great first job. It really plunged me into show business, even though it was ballet dancing. And I treasured that because it was my first really professional. I had to get a Social Security number and all that stuff that you do. And then I went from there to a Broadway show. That was Little Abner. I replaced in Little Abner, which was a wonderful show. Johnny Mercer, Al Capp's characters brought to life, wonderful performers that, and Michael Kidd. He was a top choreographer, and I did several Michael Kidd shows. After that, I became what you call a Michael Kidd dancer. It's interesting I'm talking to you today, Jim, because in April I'm going to New York, and we're doing a Michael Kidd retrospective with Jane Powell, of course. She's going to be the moderator because of Seven Brides for Seven Brothers and other musicals. But I knew him in those early years in the 50s when he was still doing Broadway. And he did Broadway and, I guess, movies concurrently. He was but there's an amazing wealth of Michael's dances because he came west and did movies. Right. So it's preserved. Some other choreographers who ostensibly worked in theater only or predominantly don't have that same visual history. Thank God for the movies and the camera. I first did Little Abner, and I was hired by Dee Dee Wood, who was a wonderful choreographer herself, and she was the dance captain. She was Michael's assistant. And then I did a show called Take Me Along with Jackie Gleason, which was Our Wilderness, and that was Anna White and Herb Ross for a while, and then Herb Ross left, and Anna's choreography came back before we opened. And then the third show, I think, in between there I was in Destry Rise Again, but I had to leave it. I got hepatitis during rehearsals. So that was the second, but I rehearsed it, and I know all the numbers, and I remember them. Then Take Me Along, and then Wildcat, which was Michael again. So it was Michael, Anna White, Herb Ross, Michael, Kidd. And then the last show, and Subways Are for Sleeping. That was Michael also. So I did a lot of shows for him. That was my last. And then I was asked to do Here's Love, but turned it down because I realized if I was going to be an actress, I needed to not keep dancing in the chorus because you didn't get taken seriously.
As an actor.
Mm-mm.
Now, where did
it's too bad, but that was the truth.